Yo, what's up, guys? This is Pack Osiris, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the new XXXTentacion album. This is an album review. The album is called question mark or something. I don't know, maybe it's a mystery. And this is a very interesting album from X because he's definitely in that SoundCloud rapper category. He kind of has that sort of sound. Also, I think of him as more of like an aggressive rapper, kind of like Denzel Curry at times. So when I heard this album, is very surprising. It's very interesting because it doesn't really feel like this is the music he'd be making. The album is very diverse. There's a lot of different kinds of musical styles that come out on this album. In fact, I don't even really know how to categorize it. Like, I wouldn't really consider it a hip hop album. It's almost more of like acoustic, like soft rock with like a little bit of punk in it. It's just all over the place. So one of the things that I think he's trying to do with this album is actually kind of appeal to a wider audience. I mean, there's basically two different audiences that are going to hear this album and kind of like gain something from it. There's his actual like standard fan base who are probably used to a more hip hop kind of sound, and he does have some of that on the album. So those fans will be satisfied in that realm, but he's also trying to open up his skill set and show people that he's more of a musician than they might anticipate. So the other side of that is that there's industry people who are going to learn something from this album, which is that he's not just a SoundCloud rapper. He's not just this dude just producing this like artificially manufactured garbage on the radio. He's actually a legitimate musician. In fact, he goes so far as to reserve the first track on the album as kind of like a commentary on what it's supposed to be. And he kind of puts the listener in that mindset that he wants them to take this seriously, and he wants the listener to see this as music, not just like X being X, not that kind of thing. Like, this is music, and it's meant to be experienced. And on that front, I think that he totally delivers. The sound is very diverse. Like I said, there's a lot of different kinds of styles. There's like smooth jazz beats. There's like some acoustic rock. It's very chill. It kind of makes me feel back in like my emo days in middle school. Like, it takes me back to that realm. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting sound. It's a very interesting vibe, but it is a little all over the place. My only complaint with this album is that it is a little all over the place. The listenability, I have to say, is kind of low because since there's so many different types of sounds and styles, it's not the kind of album that you can just sit down and listen to all the way through. It's like maybe there's a certain song that fits your current mood, but all the other songs are just different. Like maybe you're depressed and you want to hear this song, or maybe you're hype and you want to hear this song, or maybe you want to get down and you want to listen to this song. So in terms of like overall like start to finish listenability, plus with the first track just being like audio commentary, it's not really like a super listenable album from start to finish, but that doesn't mean that there isn't great music here. In fact, this is probably some of the best music he's ever made, and I know that a lot of X fans probably wouldn't agree with that statement because they're just used to a different kind of sound from him. But from a purely musical perspective, I think this album is the best work he's ever done. It's very good, and it's kind of showing a different side of X. One of the things that happened to me when I listened to this album is I kind of started to gain sympathy for him. I mean, there's been a lot of drama. There's been, a lot of stuff going on. Like, some people like abandon him and like they're not his friend anymore. Like, it's like this weird middle school drama shit. But anyways, my point is, I think one of the things he's trying to do with this album is gain sympathy, and I think that kind of worked on me. So, it's a great album. It's got a lot of different styles, and personally, I'm a big fan of diversity in sound. I think that experimenting with different styles and putting out different sounds is a way that you can kind of prove to the world that you are a good musician. Like, you're not just this one-trick pony. You actually understand musical quality at its core. So I'm very impressed. I think with this album, he kind of sets himself apart from the SoundCloud rapper category now. Like, I think he's more of like a legitimate musician. So I think it's very good. overall, I would probably give it a score of like 8, like a solid like 8 out of 10. Granted, there are certain things I wish I heard from this album, like a lot more hype music. Yeah, so it's a pretty good album, but it's a little all over the place. It's like he took all of his thoughts and ideas and like put them into a blender and ground it up and then like just spat it out on the table, and that's what this album is. It's kind of crazy, but it's also pretty good. So check it out if you haven't heard it yet. Try to find the songs that you like, and hope you have a good day. Peace.